boys, welcome back. And today we are looking for this little number in the bottom left corner here, the C10 Slayer, which shouldn't be too hard to get. That is, if you wanted to do it the usual way of just going through and doing these events, which of course I don't plan on. Instead, I got mine this way by searching on the auction house, and someone happened to put one up and they're only selling for $1 million right now. So we happened to get our hands on one, no problem. So let's get into it. This thing looks insane, like absolutely insane. This might be the craziest car they've ever added to Forza Horizon 5. Wow. This thing looks almost as crazy as it sounds. This thing is no business being the vehicle that it actually is. So let's check it out in a race. Now this car, if you don't know anything about the birdie, you're not alone, me neither. But I looked into it and I have a bit of information for you. It's a rebuild of a 1965 Chevrolet C10, which was a pickup truck, and technically this is still a pickup truck. And they essentially took the whole thing apart and rebuilt it with 6 tires because, you know, 4 is not enough. I am definitely on way too hard of a drive-a-tire difficulty. And then they proceeded to also give this car 900 horsepower, which is an absurd amount. And I actually have a few cars here to make comparisons on that, but before, you'll notice it's 6 wheels here. And a question that comes up regarding this car is it 6-wheel drive? And no, it's not 6-wheel drive, it's actually 4-wheel drive, but it's maybe not the 4 wheels you were thinking. The front wheels are just regular non-powered wheels. The 4 wheels that are actually powered are the 4 rear ones. Listen to that turbo go. So it is 4-wheel drive, but it's 4 out of 6. So it's a very unique situation that not many other cars are ever going to follow. Now, just for a quick reference on what this horsepower is actually outputting to this absolute beast, the McLaren Senna has about 800 horsepower. So this has about 100 more horsepower than the McLaren Senna. And a Porsche 911 Turbo has like 6 to 650 horsepower, somewhere in there. So this is 30% more horsepower than a Porsche 911 Turbo. It's actually making this race with pretty decently hard drive-a-tires feel not that hard at all. And this is completely stock. I have no tuning on this whatsoever. In fact, I could adjust anything I wanted on this thing. So today, I just want to see what it's made out of. We already can tell it races extremely well because of its horsepower, and it's very sturdy on the road. Like, I can take these corners pretty easily. But I also want to see if we can drift it. We're going to take it to do a bit of off-roading, and of course, to end it all off, we're going to drag race the darn thing, because I am expecting some crazy numbers out of this. So let's finish this race off in first place, might I add, and go see what we can do. Let's take a look at the customizations first. So I don't care too much for the fine tuning. For its conversion, we can indeed make it all drive, which is just gonna be nuts. I can't imagine drifting in that. In engine swaps, we have an 8.9 and a 7.4 V8. Wow, that's an insane amount of horsepower we can add. It goes up to 1800, and then that's just anti-lag, so it would stay at the 1800. And if we put the 8.9 on, okay, so our best option is a 7.4 V8 twin turbo. Insane. The tires, of course, we can make them wider, but that's not too exciting. Those things are huge. I really wish there were some more body modifications, but I'm not too shocked there's not. Let's put an off-roading tune on this thing. Okay, and I don't have very many off-road races, but this is one of my favorites. I don't think we'll do the whole race, but I just want to get a feel for how this... Look at those tires. Those are that's as close as you can get without touching. That's so crazy. Look at that. Now, this race isn't like entirely off-road, I don't think, but already with just a little bit of like gear ratio tuning, I can tell, oh my goodness, it's glued to the ground. I guess with 6 tires, it's hard not to. We have a Chevy Bel Air in here, I think. This is probably one of the best handling cars I have ever driven in this game, without a doubt. I feel like it's gonna do everything very well. Like, look at that turning it had. It didn't slip for a second on the off-roading. So this might be a new... That guy's cutting me off. This might be a new best in class for off-roading, best in class for street, like everything. If this is any indication to the cars that Forza has ready for us in Horizon 6, count me excited. This thing's crazy. Let's go see how it handles in a drift zone. If this thing can drift, I would not be shocked. Let's see if anyone has made what's one of the top tunes, a 3-star, is an ultimate drift. Wow. I don't even know which one to go for. This is all-wheel drive. Okay, I want to see point drifting more so than like smooth drifting, so I'm gonna go with the all-wheel drive because I just need to know what this car feels like in all-wheel drive. Is anyone else just too excited? Wow, that is stanced. And what better drift zone? This one's got a lot of tight corners. I want to see how it handles. I think this is a good showing for it. Okay, so this is feeling like it's gonna be a second gear drift tune, possibly. You know what? The drifting is a little lackluster in it because it can't go as sideways as it wants to. The tires just won't let it, which makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. So it's okay. Obviously, you could drift, like get good point drift scores in this car, and it stays. Like when you get it in angle, it stays where it has to be. But getting it in that angle initially is a little tricky. And obviously with the horsepower, you can kind of stay in second gear the whole time and make decent drifts happen. But you know what? It's the one thing it can't do insanely well, I will say, is drift, which is no shocker. When you think about 6 wheels is a lot to drift. But still, it didn't do horrible by any means, and I think if you practice with it, you could make it a drift beast. But we have one final thing that we have to check out if this car can do, and that is going to be some drag racing. Which, what do you know? We have a 3-star tune ready to go. We max out at 225 miles per hour. I think I want to take us to the Aerostrip drag race and try it out there. I think that's our best spot. Okay, these tires look insane. Not a fan of the rims, but let's start it up. Again, these are hard drive tires, so we're really putting it to the test here. And let's see what it is this puppy can do. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I really want it to exceed at this. Because if it can't exceed... Okay, it's a little slow off the line, so it's not going to be making any top 10 lists. But it's definitely holding its own against these other drag cars. All these cars, like there's some Hot Wheels ones back there. They're all pretty strong competitors, but we're taking away on them, so it's decent at drag racing. But it definitely thrives in road racing, and I think its best category is off-road racing, which makes sense. It's a 6-tired truck. So overall, I'm gonna rate it in each category we took it through. In road racing, just with a stock tune, we didn't even have a good tune on it. This car feels like it could be a strong 8.5 out of 10. It handles itself very well. Off-road racing, this is without a doubt a 10 out of 10. Now drifting, it comes down a little bit, and it's a 6 out of 10 in drifting. And that 6 out of 10 is only if you put in like an hour or so to get comfortable with the car. Otherwise, it's gonna be more like a 4. And then finally with drag racing, it's right in the middle. It's a 5 out of 10. It's nothing too special. There's a lot of best in classes that are gonna walk all over this thing in a drag race. But for what it is, this is one of the coolest cars we've had added to Forza in a while. Overall, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And in terms of adding it to your collection, it's a 10 out of 10 must own. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know with a comment, like, subscribe, or all 3 down below. As always, we'll see you in the next video. I'm out.